Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aziza Septiana Wulandari. My student number is 2261-21248. And I'm from 4H class. For this time, I will explain 5 topics from some of yesterday's presentations group material as a mid-semester assignment. The material that I will bring includes evaluation objectives, Bloom's taxonomy domains, types of assignment, rules in performance tests, and the last is types of validity. Let me explain right away. The first material is evaluation objectives. Before explaining the objectives, what does evaluation mean first? SAC defines that evaluation is a process through which a value judgment or decisions is made from a variety of observation and from the background and training of evaluator. The objectives of evaluation is divided into two, that is general and specific objective. The general objectives of learning evaluation is to determine the effectiveness and the efficiency of the learning system. But concerning the objectives, materials, methods, media, learning resources, environment, and the assessment system itself. While the specific objectives of learning evaluation are adjusted to the types of learning evaluation itself, such as planning a development evaluation, monitoring evaluation, impact evaluation, and comprehensive program evaluation. And then the second material is Bloom taxonomy domains. Bloom's taxonomy is a hierarchical structure that identifies thinking skills from the low to the high level and was developed by Benjamin Bloom. Bloom's taxonomy is divided into 3 domains, namely cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. The first domain is cognitive domain, or we can call it knowledge. The cognitive domains includes ability to restate concepts or principles that have been learned, which relates to the thinking skill, competence in acquiring knowledge, understanding, determining, and reasoning. Bloom's further divides the cognitive domain into 6 levels as follows: C1, or we can call it knowledge; C2, or understanding or comprehension; C3, or application; C4, analysis; C5, evaluation; and C6, or create. The second domain is affective, or we call it attitude. The affective domain is the domain related to attitude, values, feeling, emotion, and the degree of acceptance or rejection of an object in teaching and learning activities. Bloom divides the affective domains into 5 categories, that is, receiving or attending, responding, valuing, organization, and characterization. And the third domain is psychomotoric domain, or we can call it action. The psychomotor domains includes competence in doing work involving the limbs and competence related to physical movement or motoric. It consists of reflex movements, skills, basic movement, abilities, accuracy, and complete expressive and interpretive skills. There are a number of categories that falls into the psychomotor domains, which include imitation, manipulate, experiencing, and articulation. The third material is type of assignment based on the number of participants. Is divided into two, that is individual and group tests. The first is the individual test. The individual test is administered by one individual at a time. The test in this case requires more verbal responses in order to examine the individual. The qualities of individuals are calculated on individual levels. The strength of the test is first, more attention is paid. As the test is done on each individual one by one, the examined is able to pay more attention towards the person. The second is the behavior can be observed easily. The examined gets more time to know the individuals as the individual is examined individually. The third, the results are accurate. The results that come out by use of the individual testing process are accurate in comparison to that of the group testing. And then the weakness of the test is the first is time consuming. The individual testing is quite time consuming. The second, trainer and experienced examiner is required. The third, it costs more than other procedure and the next types in each group test. The second is group test. As the name group test implies, it is about examining an individual by a whole group. The test administered by a large group at one time is known as group testing. The strength of the test is one time more people. As the name implies a group test at time, more people can be administered. The second, the role of examiner simplifies. No examine no attention needs to be paid to the individual members of a group, which help in simplifying the procedure of examining by the examiner. The third is efficiency is more. The highly verbal group can have a higher value of efficiency than that of an individual test, as many people are apart. The weakness of the test is the first is the score are dependent on other things. The second, the result and the information are less accurate. And the last is difficult to maintain rapport. The fourth material is rules in performance tests. It is divided into three. First is matter. The question must be in accordance with the indicator. The expected questions and answer must match. Material are according to competence are include urgency, relevance, continuity, daily use. The contents of the material are in accordance with the level of the type of school or class level. The second is construction. Using question words or command that demand answer to action or practice. There are clear instructions on how to do the questions. Scoring guidelines are prepared. Table, pictures, graphs, maps, or the like are presented clearly and legible. The third is language or culture. A formulation or sentence about communicative. Do not use words or expressions that lead to multiple interpretation or misunderstanding. And do not use local or taboo language. And the formulation of the question does not contain words or expressions that can offend students. And then the last material is types of validity. In learning, validity refers to the extent to which a test or evaluation tool reflects what is actually being measured. There are three types of validity, including first, content validity, the extent to which a test covers the material or concept it is supposed to measure. The test should cover all areas relevant to the concept or skill being measured. The second is criterion validity, the extent to which a test can predict or correlate with relevant external criteria, such as academic achievement or performance in the field. The last is or the third is construct validity, the extent to which the test theoretically measures the construct in question. This involves testing whether the test accurately reflects the concept or skill it is intended to measure. Maybe that's all that I can say. Thanks for watching and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.